Sir, we are live on YouTube now. We can start, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Please start. Dr. Vikram has joined. Yeah, please start. Yes. Sir, kindly unmute yourself and we are about to start. Ready? Pawan.
Sir, I'll make Vikram sir co-host so that he can share. Vikram sir, can you share and check your slides, sir? Sir, ఒకసారి గ్రూప్ లో కూడా పెడతారా వాట్సాప్ లో ఒకసారి జాయిన్ అని
నేను ఇప్పుడే మాట్లాడాను సార్ జాయిన్డ్ ఆల్రెడీ
జాయిన్ అయ్యారు సార్ జాయిన్ అయ్యారు ఐ మేడ్ హిమ్ కో-హోస్ట్
No, it's still muted.
Hi Vikram sir. Vikram sir, can you come on video?
No, sir. Listening responsibility, sir. What point there? Continuous operation hundreds of thousands of cases. When you add the control filter, only take the LGM positive, IAPTCB most part of the client.
Sir, can you unmute, sir?
You are able to hear me?
Yeah. Sir, kindly on your camera.
Hello. You are able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Kindly check
Okay,
screen share.
Yeah, just a second.
Most of the
I request all other audience and participant to mute yourself. Welcome, sir. Dr. Vikram Lotwala, sir. Welcome. So nice to see you today.
Thank you very much, sir. I thank all the organizers actually.
It's a pleasure. Yeah, I think your screen is visible, sir.
Yeah.
Before you start, we have a little formality of 1 minute, and then you
please
can restart your screen sharing. We request Dr. Pawan to start, and Dr. Harish Gopal will join shortly.
So, very good evening and warm welcome to all the delegates attending this wonderful seminar on financial fitness for pediatricians. So, greetings from Hyderabad. Now, I request our mentor, the lead coordinator, the legendary pediatrician of Hyderabad, Dr. Ajay Kumar sir, who is the man, the brain behind this entire program. So, we have started this in 2022. During my tenure as secretaryship, the financial fitness for program certificate course for practitioners. So now it has come into a great shape, and we have 2 WhatsApp groups full of more than 1,500 pediatricians across the country have joined this group. So we are very proud of that, and the seeds which were sown by Dr. Ajay Kumar sir now has become a big banyan tree and now bearing fruits now. So I request Ajay Kumar sir to please give the brief overview and hand over the stage to Dr. Vikram sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Pawan, for that kind introduction and brief background of our program webinars from our F3 team from Hyderabad. And I also request Pawan to kindly admit people who are asking for admission so that they are all admitted, not waiting in the waiting room. Before I introduce today's topic and the speaker, Dr. Vikram Lotwala, I like to just brief you all that we are doing this monthly twice now, basically webinars live, and I request all the participants to participate in this program so that you will have an interaction with the speaker who has taken a lot of trouble in preparing the topic and the subject. And the subject, topic and the speakers are combinedly discussed and decided by our academic coordinator, Dr. Harish Gopal, Dr. Pawan and myself. And we are grateful and thankful to the Pediatric Academy of Telangana and also the Indian Academy of Pediatrics Twin Cities branch of Hyderabad and Secunderabad. And lot of all over India, a wide spectrum of faculty, pediatrics, surgery, pathologists and various
Sir, unmute sir once again. Unmute sir. Ajay sir, unmute sir.
Okay, so we are grateful to the Pediatric Academy of Telangana and also the Indian Academy of Pediatrics Twin Cities branch, and under the guidance and academic coordination of Dr. Harish Gopal, Dr. Pawan and myself, we come decide about the topic and the speakers, invite them, And we are grateful and thank you for all the speakers and the faculty from all over India who are consistently with us from past many years. And we have special thanks to the faculty and admin who are managing our WhatsApp group, answering questions regularly after the webinars, and also all these webinars being recorded, and slowly and steadily we are releasing it so that it will be beneficial to all the participants. We have covered a lot of topics. You can just see in our YouTube channels, both of Indian Academy of Pediatrics Twin Cities branch YouTube channel, and also a channel named on my name, DRAJY56. And many of the previous topics are recorded and kept there. You can access it. It is absolutely free of cost to all of you. The goal is to educate doctors and their family members in the personal financial management, and it is being done by the doctors. So if you give me a minute, I like to screen share. Sir Vikram sir, you kindly stop your screen share. I'll just have 4 slides to share the screen, and we'll get back to the speaker.
Done, sir.
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'll just make it full screen. And so as I said, we just named this series 3, third year in a row. We are doing financial independence for pediatricians, though we can replace pediatricians with any allopathy doctors. It's a series 3, third year in our work. And we have bylined it as by Dr. Pawan as Return on Intelligence. Please attend all the programs, go through our previous topics. And today, 23rd June 2024, by team F3. F3 was the original title of our group, Friday Financial Fitness, because we had all our webinars on Friday and we named it as Financial Fitness. And this is purely for educational and literacy improvement and awareness spreading program. And we request you to now join as a step more, ek kadam aur badha ke to dekho. And then it is targeted by the doctors, for the doctors and their families, by the self-learning process, sharing the ideas and concepts, principles of finance and prudent investments, aiming for financial security and financial independence and financial freedom, which are very specifically defined definitions. And mainly you should be time rich so that you have a lot of time at hand being a professional. And this knowledge should lead for self-reliance, confident in handling the money. So today's webinar is titled The Money Matters Basics. It's very, very important for newbies or newcomers who are first time joining our group today. And it is being presented by Dr. Vikram Lotwala. Dr. Vikram Lotwala's introduction, laparoscopic and bariatric surgeon. He is practicing at Wings Hospital, Surat, Gujarat. He is an executive committee member of Gujarat chapter of Association of Surgeons of India. He is an executive member of Obesity Surgery Society of India and represents West Zone. Very, very interestingly, Dr. Vikram started his investment journey in the year 2016, and he believes in value and long investment as a principle. So over to Dr. Vikram Lotwala, and we welcome wholeheartedly with open arms for this webinar by the pediatrician, started by Pediatric Academy of Telangana from Hyderabad. Now it is spread all over, across India and all over the world. We have got participants, almost 1,600 in the WhatsApp group, and very actively asking questions and learning and sharing. So with this, I hand over the platform to Dr. Lotwala.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Ajay and Ajay Kumar, sir. And thank you very much for inviting me here. Shall I start my presentation?
Yes, sir. You can
Yeah,
share, sir. I've
take
stopped
care.
sharing.
Yes.
Hey, Mona,
Yeah,
I
am I
request all the
visible?
participants to please mute yourself.
Is the
चालू करेगा
PPT
Mona?
visible? PPT visible?
Yeah, yeah. Dr. Praveen
Okay.
Mishra, please mute yourself. Yeah, visible, sir, and it's full
Okay.
screen.
Yeah, let us start. Basically, this would be a very, very basic. See, the problem for a speaker always in a finance is we never know what will be the financial maturity of the audience. There would be somebody who would be like 6 months into the financial journey, somebody would be in 6 years, and somebody would be 10, 15 years in their financial journey. So I've tried to make this very basic talk, and I hope you all enjoy. It would be around about 20-25 minutes, and then we can discuss. And I've tried to cover all the basics so that something which we might have forgotten or something which we might have not done yet, probably those things could be recollected by old investors. And for new investors, especially those who have entered into market after COVID, they have not seen the bear market. So probably this would help them the most. Okay, so let's start. So
And
what basically we are
Dr.
going to
Vikram,
speak
1 minute, sir. 1 minute. I'll
Yes.
just change the settings so that only you can speak and others can't. Just give me 5 seconds.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
You'll need
RSV.
to, you'll need to unmute yourself when I tell you to. Just give me a minute.
Dr. RSV Sri Krishna is our tech savvy pediatrician, sir. And he's
Nice.
our
Yeah, only the co-host can now unmute and speak. So there's no interruption when you speak, sir. Over to you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ajay, sir. Please go ahead, Dr. Vikram.
Yes. Yes. So this is just a pure educational talk, and I am not a SEBI authorized financial advisor. I need to put a disclaimer. So whatever I say, please speak to your financial advisor before taking any steps or changes in your portfolio. Right. So now let's start with the main talk. Let me start with a story. So there was a king. Let us call him Rajaji. And Rajaji had a favorite cat. So one day that cat gets lost, and the king is very upset. So Rajaji gives prize. He tells everybody that I'll give a gold chain to anybody who gets me my cat. So people are searching everywhere, and our friend Ramu finds that cat. Now Ramu, when he comes to the king, he says, "King, I found your cat, but I don't want your gold. I would like to have something else." So king is little smiles and says, "Okay, you don't want gold. What do you want exactly?" So our friend Ramu says, "Okay, sir, I want rice." So king is laughing at him. "Okay, I'm giving you gold and you want rice? Don't you know that the gold is more valuable than rice?" So Ramu says, "It's okay. I just want my rice." And he says, "Okay, please give me my rice." And how much the kings asked? So he said, "I've got a board. I've got a chessboard, and just I'll ask that rice. That much amount I'll require." So king leaves smilingly, says to his minister, "Okay, please give him whatever he wants. I don't know what kind of fool this fellow is." So then our friend Ramu gets his chessboard. So he tells the minister, "Okay, on every box you need to double the rice." So on the first box, as you see, he puts 1 grain of rice. On the second box, it becomes 2, and then they keep on multiplying, right? So by the third row, it comes to about 8.4 million grains of rice. Now the minister starts getting that what kind of trick this fellow is playing. So he runs to the king and he tells that, "Oh king, we are into a big problem." So king was lying down and sleeping, and the minister wakes him up. The king does not understand what exactly this fellow is saying. How much can rice this fellow can ask? He asked the minister. So he said, "Okay, we don't have that rice in our whole kingdom, and probably the neighboring kingdom also. So Raja, the king is surprised. He says, how much it would be? So in the 62nd box, as you can see, it would be 23 billion. And by the last box, it would be 92 billion metric ton. And China is the biggest producer, and annually it produces only 210 million metric tons. So this rice would be from the one box, one square of chessboard to the 64th box. It has become 92 billion, which is not present on Earth even total countries if you calculate. So what am I trying to tell here, right? I'm trying to tell you the magic of compounding. So how compounding can help you in your journey? If the journey is long enough, your investing journey is long enough, as Einstein has said, that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. And if you understand it, you'll make a lot of money. And if you don't, probably you will pay it in the form of interest, right? So how do you get more returns on your investment? If you are investing money, what are the various ways where you can increase your returns? One is increase your principal amount. If you are investing 10,000, start investing 12,000. Probably the returns would be more. Second is interest rate. As we know, there is a particular percentage in fixed deposit, in debt funds, and in equity market. There are various interest rates. The best interest rates you get is in equity markets, in stocks, and in mutual funds. So invest there. And third is duration. If you are investing for 2 years, 3 years, rather invest for a very long time. So let's come to the first point. If you invest, this is a magical formula for accumulating 1 crore rupees. And what is that? The ratio of 15, 15, and 15. If you invest 15,000 rupees in a vehicle of investment which gives you 15% return, index fund can give you, it usually gives 12 to 15%. And the third is 15 years. So you would be getting 1 crore rupees in this equation, right? I hope this is clear to everybody. So this is how the principle helps you. 15%, 15,000 rupees monthly investment at 15 years, it would give you 1 crore. Not many people understand this is so simple without doing the daily trades or monthly trades or annual trades. Just put your money in a safe mutual fund, which is giving you 15% return, would give you 1,000. Now let's change the calculation. If you double your investment from 15,000 and your principal becomes 30,000. So, but obviously at the rate of 15% at 15 years, naturally this will become from 1 crore to 2 crore. I hope everybody is getting what I'm trying to tell. 30,000, we have doubled our investment money from monthly SIP of 15,000 to 30,000. Same rate of returns of 15% and same duration of 15 years. So your money from which was supposed to be 1 CR becomes 2 CR in 15 years. Now let's change the rate of returns. If you were investing 15,000 rupees at 15% for 15 years, I change it to 30 years. This is hypothetical. It's very difficult to get 30% annually, but just this is a hypothetical equation I'm putting. But see the difference what it gives. If you have increased from 15% to 30%, it does not double. It becomes 5 times, right? So if you increase the duration, if you increase the principal, it becomes double. But if you increase the percentage, it becomes 5 times. Now let's go to the duration of investment. It was 15,000, 15% at 15 years. Now, if I do it for 30 years, how much it will become? It becomes 10 CR. So this is the magic of compounding. You have not done anything, no changes, just you have increased your investment from 15 years, you have continued for 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 30 years without changing anything. From 1 CR, you have directly gone to 10 CR. So that is the magic of compounding. So there are some few basic rules of personal finance. I'll just share those and you will see how the magic happens and you can make a lot of money in the market. So basic for young boys and girls there, those who have just started their journey. For seniors, you can advise your son, daughter about all this. And for teachers, this presentation is very popular in medical colleges now. I presented this for young surgeons in Ahmedabad, and after that, a lot of requests I've got from medical college students. Sir, we want this presentation, and even teachers have taken from me. So for the kids, for the PGs, usually this presentation works very well. So first option is always save money. Wait for your first iPhone 14 or 15. Rather, in that amount, you could invest your money into particular vehicles of investment. So first rule is save money. Second is you start early. If you are there in your first year, you would be getting stipend around 50, 60, 70. In Gujarat, here it is around 85,000 rupees for a medical, surgical or medical student or postgraduate student. So I don't tell that you invest all your 70, 80,000. Start with 10%. 10% you start with 7,000, 8,000. Gradually, as you become more comfortable, you have some money in your hands, you can start investing more, 20, 30% more. As you mature enough, 3, 4 years later on, you can increase that. So finally, what is the equation? Income minus spending is equal to saving. That is wrong. It is income minus saving is equal to spending. The amount which you are spending for fun, for your enjoyment should be the last thing. First, as soon as you get your money, you go, you put your money in your funds, in your stocks, and then the money which is remaining, that is you have to spend. So, infrequent splurges brings the greatest happiness. A very small example of Mr. A and Mr. B. This is my favorite example I give because as we all study in our school, some becomes doctors, some becomes CA, some becomes engineers. So if you compare Mr. A as an engineer and Mr. B yourself as a doctor, as we all know that our maturity after usually after post graduation, the money in your hand is usually very less and we start very late. We usually start after 30, 35 years. And if you have made your own hospitals, most of the money goes in paying EMI. So if your friend who's an engineer who would have started his financial journey at the age of 25, and if he invest only 5,000 rupees, you invest 15,000 rupees. So at your retirement at the age of 60, Mr. A, who's engineer, he would have got 3.2 crores and you would have invested 15,000 rupees, 3 times more than him, would still have got only 1.5 crores. Why? Because his journey is started early, he has got the backing of compounding. So in spite you earning more than him after your post-graduation and starting your hospital, putting more money than him, but for a short duration, you have invested only for 20 years, he is invested for 35 years, he would have got more amount of money than you because you started late. So what is the message? Message is start early, even with a smaller amount. That is why I am saying that even in your post graduation, you put your stipend there, and you will get good amount of money at your retirement. Right. Second point is first is start early. Second is create an emergency fund. Now, how much money is required to create an emergency fund? So if your monthly expenditure is around 10,000, hypothetical, I'm taking for easier calculation, you should be putting 80,000 or a lakh rupees aside. And where do you invest that? You put it in your liquid fund. And if you get a lot of cash, probably you put that cash under your mattress. So nobody knows about your money, including your spouse. So, but don't touch that emergency fund to buy any hi-fi gadget or to pay your car loan or for a secret holiday that you always wanted. No, this is a sacred money and you would not be spending it, right? So 10 times of your monthly household expense is warranted and you put it there in your liquid fund, right? Third, get your health insurance early. In India, as we say, that you are just one medical emergency away from falling below poverty line. Most of us has experienced this in COVID. We know how big bills have been done in our hospitals. Most of us have worked in that phase, and patients have paid 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs. And unfortunately, if 2 or 3 members of the same family have been admitted in a hospital, the bills would be running 15s and 20s of lakhs of rupees. So whatever savings was there, half of it or probably full savings would have been wiped off if you did not have a health insurance. Most of us still have 15 or 10 lakh rupees of health insurance. That is not enough. We should increase. Unfortunately, if a family meets with a road traffic accident, then imagine how much amount of money would be required to treat all the family members. So this is a hypothetical situation, but we should always think about the worst scenarios, right? So get a health insurance for you and your family. Personal insurance is required because most of the corporate insurance, I believe, that does not give a full medical cover. It would be around 3-4 lakh rupees. A family would require minimum 50. A doctor's family would require at least 15 lakhs of, if you are a family of 3 or 4, right? Something about super top up policy. I don't know if members are aware about this. There are 2 policies other than medical cover, the basic medical cover. One is top up policy and one is super top up policy. So top up policy is not advisable because there are a lot of ifs and buts. We can probably discuss it some other day, but I'll just point the important point here about super top up policy. If you take an insurance of 15 lakhs and unfortunately that 15 lakhs gets over, you required some bigger procedure and that basic policy amount gets exhausted, then the super policy gets activated. So if tomorrow I require a liver transplant and my bill comes around 16 lakh rupees, so 15 lakhs would be paid by the basic insurer and the remaining 1 lakh would be paid by super top up policy insurer. In short, I'm trying to tell you. So how expensive is the super top up policy? You would be surprised to know that super top up policy of 1 crore comes at around 14 or 1500 rupees, right? There is basically economics in this, as we all know that it's very rare that somebody would require a basic 15 lakhs and above some major accident to start or initiate your super top up policies. So that's why they have kept it very cheap, so people come and buy it. That's why every doctor family should have a basic policy and super top up policy. One more point about super top up policy. If your parents are a little elderly, around 60 or 65, 70 years old, the basic policies are very expensive. We all know. So what you could do, don't buy a basic policy. If you think you can afford a basic, because for example, I'll give you that 3-4 lakh rupees policy, annual policy would cost around 50,000 or 60,000 rupees for an elderly person, for a senior citizen. This is the average rates I'm trying to tell you. So you would think that if I pay my premium for 3-4 years, that only becomes 3 lakh rupees or 2 lakh rupees. So why should I pay so high premium? So this is where the role of super top up policy comes, that you don't buy basic policies. You have an imaginary figure of 3 lakhs. So you buy that super top up policy, which will get initiated only after 3 lakhs of policy, 3 lakh of bill is there. So if your parent or if your family member who is quite senior and has got only a super top up policy and has got a bill of 5 or 6 lakhs rupees, the first 3 lakh is not paid by, no, there is no cover for that. But the next amount after 3 lakhs would be paid by the super top policy. This you could do very well. So please remember about it. And I believe that there are 2 other policies which each and every doctor should take. One is a serious injury, I think ICICI has come with this, in which serious elements like cardiac or with cancer are covered in this. Only few illnesses are covered in there with a very nominal basic premium. And second is permanent disability. God forbid you lose a surgeon loses his right thumb or right finger or right 2-3 fingers or arm. So as being a surgeon, probably he won't be able to perform surgery that easily or probably forever. So in permanent disability, a lump sum amount is paid to the surgeon. So these are the policies where neither your life insurance policy will pay or neither your health insurance policy will pay. Health insurance policy will pay only for the surgery which has been done for that particular patient, but not for the money he will be losing in future. So permanent disability policy comes there. The importance is there. Now let's come to the fourth point. That is term insurance. So what is term insurance? Term insurance is a plain vanilla insurance that in case you are no more there in future, the money would be paid to your family. It is as good as your car insurance. We pay car insurance every year. If you meet with the accident, if the car meets with the accident, you get money. If the car does not meet with the accident, you again pay your policy for next year, right? As simple as that. That is what is term insurance for yourself. So many people feel that we are paying premium and we are not getting anything in return, and that is why they buy ULIPs, they buy endowment policies so that you get something back in return what the premium you have paid. So that is not required. Just buy a term policy that is very cheap also compared to your ULIPs and endowment policies. And everybody should have a term insurance at least till 60 years of age, till the age that you are earning, right? So fifth and important point, this is for young boys and girls there who would like to spend money to show off that I am this, I am that, and I have so much, I have buy expensive car, and they take all these gadgets on. Please don't do. There is a research that 70% of Gen Z is buying all the expensive gadget on EMI, and the ratio is 70% of iPhones which are sold in India are on EMI. So we don't want that. We are smart people, we are doctors. We would not be doing that. Avoid debt or use it sparingly. And if you have a lot of wish of buying something which is very expensive, always remember when your boss is getting angry, you try and recollect how many EMIs you need to pay. Your anger will melt away. So don't buy an expensive car. Maruti is good. Maruti 800 for initial years. Maruti 800 is no more available. Alto is good. Once you have money, once you have invested enough, probably, then you can go to the bigger versions or higher. The only good loan we believe is a home loan. You can take that. But how much bigger house should you take and how much loan you can buy? So here only 30%, if you are earning, if you are saving 1 lakh rupees, probably buy a home where you can pay 30,000 rupees as EMI. Don't try and take a 2 CR, 3 CR kind of home in your early days. Rather, save that money, invest that money, and buy a bigger house on a later date. Need not pay a very high EMI. It should not be more than 30% of the saving. Right. So now let's start to the main topic of investing. How would you have done all the 5 basic things. Now you have money in your hand and you have started investing. How would you start? So after creating the emergency fund and taking all the insurances, we'll start our investment journey. There would be some goals. The major goals for any person would be, first is investment for your retirement. Second is education of your kids. Then third is marriage of your kids. And fourth is your foreign trips or bigger trips that you always wanted to do. So if the goals are very close, don't invest other than in your liquid fund or cash. But if you have some goals which are between your 3 to 5 years, again, put it in FD or in liquid funds. And if you have goals like retirement, probably the money should be going into it. So divide into 3 parts. Some goals which are nearer to 3 years, some goals which are nearer to between 3 and 5 years, and some goals which are a little far away. So we would put that money into these vehicles of investment. So what are the various investment vehicles that we have? First is equity, the best one. We believe this is the best. Second is debt funds. Debt funds and fixed return assets. This also should make some part of your portfolio. Why? Because the market can be volatile. We have seen in COVID that from 12,000-13,000 of Nifty, the market came down to 7,400, if we all remember, in 2020 March. So in that time, if you would have required money and all the money was in stock market, your money would have been half by that time. This is the important debt fund. Debt fund is not at all connected to the movements of equity or stock market. So 10-20% of your some amount of money should be in debt fund, which are not related to equity. Third is real estate. I know Amish sir is there. He's the master of investment in real estate. But we believe that unless you invested 50 lakhs to 1 crore in your equity, don't think about real estate till that. I think Amish sir will also agree to that point. These are very big investment and these are little illiquid. If you want your money within 15 days, probably it would be a difficult proposition or difficulty. There would be a lot of difficulty in selling that real estate within 1-2 weeks. And if you are able to sell also, the rate that would have got would be much lesser than the market rates. So real estate is a good way to invest. Probably land in the periphery of your place, of your city, would be very good investment. But first is always equity. Then the money which you have in your hand would go into real estate. This is a public forum. I would not talk about white and black, but people know how to invest in real estate. We think that even if you have white, but if you are buying with check, go for a land and not for a flat or an office. Buy a land. Fourth comes gold. Gold should form around about 5% of portfolio. Gold is for consumption. It is not for money making. You have to keep your family members, your spouse happy. The lady of the house should also be happy. So if you're buying gold, jewelry, that's okay. The best form of investment would be sovereign gold bonds, because as you know that it gives 1.5% more also, and the appreciation of gold that you would be getting over that. So gold is a good investment. It is hedge against the equity market also. In Brexit, I know people would have remembered in 2016-18, I think Brexit was there. For 2-3 days, the gold was appreciated by 20-30%. So a lot of smart people did sell gold that time and bought equity because the equity went down, stocks went down, and gold went up. So for hedging also, gold is there. Many people would, those who are there in stock market, would give some part of their investment into gold Bs also. So whenever required, you're getting good rates in stock market, sell this gold and purchase good stocks. This is very, very controversial. Bitcoin, probably I've just mentioned it. People do invest in Bitcoin. It is not legal actually in India. So we could avoid that. But people, there would be some members who are there abroad in Dubai and all. You can make a lot of money in Bitcoin also, but this is not advisable to speak here on Bitcoin. So once you have invested, you have made good pool of money. What are the enemies of your investment, which can bring down your total money? One is inflation, as we all know. I'll discuss that in next few slides. Next is taxation. So if you frequently buy and sell in a short duration, we know there is a short-term gain and long-term gain. So if you're selling within 1 year the equities, you will be taxed at 15%. And if you're selling it after 1 year, it would be only 10%. So taxation does matter. It will bring down your corpus down. Cost of managing assets. If you have bought real estate, you have to keep some people there so that your real estate is safe. Nobody can encroach on that. very common in our country. If you have bought gold, you have to keep that in locker and spend money on the locker. But if you have bought equity, you have to just put it in your demat account and it's very cheap. So cost of managing asset is also one of your enemy of your investment because it's a recurrent cost. So if you are investing in other than in equities, the cost could be much more. Finally, the biggest enemy of your investment would be you and yourself. If you become nervous on every day fall of the market and you start selling your stocks according to the market movement, then probably you are not allowing the compounding to grow. So please control your emotions and keep that money flowing inside the market for 10 year, 20 year, 30 year. By the end at or by your retirement, the money would be unbelievable. So let's go to the inflation. Why we feel inflation is important part to consider is because something which was 1 lakh in 1990, by 2020 it has become 15 lakhs, 15,000 rupees. So you can see the amount of depreciation in your amount. So when you are investing for 30 years, obviously something which is 100 crores at that time, we are thinking 100 crores is a very big amount. But by that, by the time you reach 100 crores, the valuation of that 100 crores would be much lesser. So 1 lakh in future, if you invested in 21, it would be by 2056 would be the valuation would be only 11,000 rupees. Always consider this is at 6% inflation. So when you start your journey of investment, I would advise don't go to individual stocks. Always start with mutual fund till you understand the integrity or the difficulties, the individual stock movements. Till that time, please start with a flexi cap or equity fund for 1-2 years probably. Understand how the market behaves with all the news. And then if you have invested in flexi cap, you can add a low cost index fund to your portfolio. If you are taking the old tax scheme, then you can buy a ELSS fund. As we know that now ATC is not there in the new tax regime, so no benefit of investing in the ELSS fund. Not owning stocks is not a shame. When we are investing only in mutual funds, you will be seeing that some of your colleagues are doing very well in individual stocks. They are giving so much time to the market. But if you invest in mutual fund also, the compounding will help you. We have known people who have been very good investors, who have done a lot of FNAs, they have made a lot of money and they have lost also a lot of money. Eventually, what is the target? So the target would be 15 to 20% if you are a very good investor. And if you are average and less risk taking investor, 12 to 15% is also a good return, because bank is only giving you 6% and the FDs are giving you 7.5%. So we are almost doubling that and we are coming into 12 to 15% bracket. We are making much better returns compared to them. So just invest in index fund. Don't worry about whatever is happening into the individual stocks. So rather than making fast money, you think about the big money that you can make. Play your own game. Don't compare to other people and run in your own race. Why we are so upbeat about our Indian market is because in USA almost every second person is investing in stock market. But here we are around now, this is 6% because every month more and more investors are entering into stock market in India. We have come to around 6% now population. So see the future growth which can come in stock market in India. Even if you have made a well thought decision, you thought something very good about the stock and it might have not performed. So don't get depressed about it. This will happen in your journey. Try and understand the business of the company and let the business play out. If the business is doing good, the promoters have integrity, your stock will multiply. And that is the only thing you can do, right? So lastly, I would say that there would be a lot of agents coming to you and they would be promising you 24, 30, 40% annual returns. don't fall into those traps. You should be, our target should be 12 to 15 or 15 to 18%, and that is good amount of money if you invest for a very long time. The most important takeaway message, if I would like to give in this presentation, would be delayed gratification. And I'll give a small example. This was a Harvard study. Probably most of you might be knowing because it's a group of pediatricians. So the kids were promised that if you want a chocolate, we'll give you a chocolate today. But if you want 2 chocolates, you have to come tomorrow. So there were some students, some kids who took it. They did not want to wait for tomorrow and they took a single chocolate. But there were a batch of students who took it. They came next day and they took 2 chocolates. So these kids were followed for many years in their life and how they progressed in their life. So people who waited and students who become adults in their life, they took good and well balanced decision and they did financially well. That is the research told us. So this is how the delayed gratification plays. So let's wait for your iPhone 15. Probably you could buy after 10 years the iPhone 25, but don't buy the iPhone 15 today. That is the message. So stop buying things which you don't need to impress people you don't like with the money that you don't have. That is buying with the EMI, right? So wait for that. And so final message would be investment is good, but enjoy the journey also. Take care of your family. Importantly, take care of your health and enjoy the journey. You will eventually make money if you have invested for a long time. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, the last slide. So what happened then? Ramu wanted so much amount of money, and so king was also smart. Finally, he is a king. So he said, king comes to Ramu and said, okay, you want so much amount of grain. I'll give you that amount of grains. But you have to count each grain in front of me. Then I'll give you that grains. So Ramu then came to know that I am stuck here and he took the gold chain and he went away. So thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me for this talk. I hope people have gained through this some amount through this talk. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Dr. Vikram Lotwala, sir. That was a beautiful illustration, examples, and the story, and the way you have told to our new investors, new doctors, and also our senior doctors who are around here. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful and nice presentation, eye-openers to many of us for a compound interest example of a chessboard. I'll just say brief summary of what your talk is, then we'll open for discussion. Meanwhile, I request you to have a look at the chat box, see what are the questions coming in so that you can form the answers. So what
Yes.
Dr. Lotwala has said to our listeners who joined late, he talked about compound interest importance. He said there are 3 factors which you must look at it: amount, return of interest, and tenure. You change one of them or increase one of them, the money, eventually the corpus goes up. So amount you double it, the corpus also get doubled. But rate of interest you double it, the corpus get 5 times more. If you double the tenure, the rate, the corpus becomes 10 times. So that's how the interesting magic of the compound interest. And he says about the mutual fund. The mutual funds are very good to start with because they are safe. But before that, he also says that have a health insurance, have an emergency fund, and also have a health insurance with the comprehensive coverage for, say, super top-up, and also for serious diseases, accidents, and permanent disability. He mentioned subsequently about the term insurance. Have a plain vanilla insurance. Don't go in for endowments, money bags, etc., etc. And have it only till the 60th year when there are dependents on you on after you passing away to get that insurance money. Avoid debt. Loan-free life is very good. Don't have products of prestige to show off. Have products of needs. Have a basic car rather than straight away go for a luxurious car. And he said, the only loan you are permitted to take is probably a home loan. And that too, you can defer it as much as you want, or you decide yourself, because it's a lot of psychological issue behind it, satisfaction. But your EMI, remember, should be less than 30% of your monthly income. Always start investing early because of the compounding effect. And you should have goals. And he has categorized the different investment instruments, financial instruments in the various goals you have. Short goal, 3 years, 3 to 5 years goal. You have got a long term goal. Equity is the best, we all know. He has also emphasized that, and about 14% to 12% is good, but safety of your funds are very important. So in asset class, debt funds also play a major role. Fixed returns instruments play a major role. Real estate is also there when you have enough corpus to spare, and go for a open law plots or open land away from the city, so that the appreciation is more during your lifetime of 10 to 15 years of investment period. Bitcoins, I think we are not encouraging, but sir has mentioned about it. But I would definitely, from our F3 team, not deal with Bitcoins. Enemies of investment, wonderfully sir has told about inflation, though taxations are, we cannot escape, but at least tax saving you can do by long-term gains rather than short-term gain by buying and selling. That was a wonderful advice sir has given. And the cost of managing your investment, that is very important. Suppose if you have a property, you should have a watch and ward, you should have a property tax, you should have various protection to it, fencing, compound walls. So there is a cost to maintain your assets, and you are yourself is definitely a enemy of your investment if you are very jittery, if you are nervous, and if you get scared with the ups and downs or volatility of the market. So keep your emotions under control. So about the mutual funds, Flexi Cap he talked about index fund, he said about ELSS. So delayed gratification, we all know, sir, pediatricians, it's a Stanford study also replicated. It is known as marshmallow studies. 4-year-olds offered a marshmallow sweet, and what did they do later on, 40 years later, their life, they had definitely a delayed gratification. Children had a better success rate in their life in all aspects, not only finances. So with this brief summary of the sir's talk, I now throw open the platform to all the listeners and participants. I request you to unmute yourself, and also sir will read his own questions and then answer one by one. Open to you, sir.
Yeah. So there are a few questions. I think you summarized very well, sir.
Yeah.
Much better than me also.
Not at all.
In very short, you have summarized very well.
Sir.
And there are a few questions. Can you directly buy super top up for senior citizens? I have not bought it directly. I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Liberty does give. There are two companies which gives online. Please check it, confirm it. One is Care, which gives it, and the second would be Liberty. Recently, 2-3 days back, I heard that Liberty, the name might be changing or it has changed. Please confirm it. I'm not sure. So there are two companies which is giving it. So don't worry about that. In fact, all the other companies is also giving, but 1 crore is given by these two companies. Super top up of 1 crore would be given by these two companies. Tata also gives, Bajaj also gives. There are other companies, but they will give 50-60 lakhs. That is what I know. Then there is a question on which liquid fund. All liquid fund are same. There is, if you are thinking about STP, that is systemic transfer plan, that if you have got a bonus, imagine if you got a bonus of 10 lakh rupees, or if you have that month earning was very good and you have got extra money, probably you can put it that in liquid fund and then transfer it into installments into your SIPs, monthly SIP of 1 lakh for 10 lakhs. So 10 months you would be investing. But the catch here is, mutual fund, from one mutual fund to second mutual fund, it is not allowed. The group, it is not. From ICICI to ICICI only it would be allowed. So from, if you have to buy a liquid fund, buy ICICI liquid fund and then transfer in 10 equal parts to your ICICI FlexiCap or whatever companies your whatever fund you want to invest. So The returns are same in all liquid fund. Any liquid fund you can buy. So what is top up and what is super top up? This is a little tricky question. Top up is you will get probably once a year. Once a year they pay. In super top up, till you exhaust the amount they would be paying. That is the basic difference. There are many other things. So, and super top up, the popularity has gone very down. So not many companies are giving also super top up. We should always go for a not many companies are giving top ups. Super top up is the thing we should go. If I describe more, people will get confused. That's why I'm not going into top ups. Then which term insurance we should take and investment in NPS. Yes, I am invested in NPS because we want some debt funds. So NPS, again, some part of NPS is in equity market, but still we get good returns in it. So we invest in NPS. Secondly, NPS, you cannot withdraw money. That's why you can't do much about it. That is why it is good for us. So always, if you don't have your PPS, at least NPS you can take it. How much term insurance? I have already told that term insurance should be up to 10 times or maybe term insurance should be 30 times. I have not put that amount, but 30 times of your annual income. That is a roundabout formula for it. But if you are earning 10 crore rupees, then there is no point of multiplying it by 30, right? So for doctors, it does not apply, but at least try and make it a good amount that you can retire, right? So the next question is,
what they wanted is, sir, which is the best mutual fund you will advise in your picks?
okay.
I mean,
See, I would, it's very difficult. I don't know if I can take names, but PPFS is the best one. They believe in slow movement for a long term. Their logo itself is a turtle, Parak Parik Mutual Fund. Their FlexiCap, since last 10 years, I think we have been investing. I'm one of the earliest investor in it since 2016. I think they have started, and they have given very good returns. And we have to see the alpha and the beta both. Alpha is the volatility as stability. Alpha is the amount of returns they give over the index, and beta is the volatility. So in both the indexes, they are doing very well. When the market falls, the fall is less and the returns are good. So that is the way you compare a FlexiCap or any mutual fund. On Morningstar, you can go and check about the volatility. You will see PPF has performed very well. So that is, if you want to buy only one fund, index fund, any index fund, all index funds would be giving almost similar. There would be some variability, but by any index fund, you would be getting 12 to 15% of return over a very long period of time. Because we believe in India's story, we are probably at fourth or third position, and we would be number one economy in next 20-30 years. So believe in that our story, believe in our stock market, and you will make a lot of money. Believe me, lots of money just by staying invested in the market. In the market is more important than out of the market. Buying, selling, rather only buy and sit tight. Fill it, shut it, forget it. The old Hero Honda ad. Just remember. Okay, sir. Any more questions you see there? Okay, sir.
Most of them are regular. Sir.
If health insurance is basic policy is 1 CR, then any point of super top up, I don't think so. You should be buying such an expensive basic policy because your premium would be very high. Just buy 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs probably, and then take a very cheap super top up. How many people would be requiring 1 CR, and what is that kind of disease which would require 1 CR of expense? I don't know. So need not go for a basic health insurance of 1 CR. Probably 20-30 lakhs is good enough, and then rest 70-80 or 1 CR you can go into super top. This is a basic advice of mine. Swing trading. You're asking the wrong person. I don't do swing trading. If I have only 20-30 stocks, and I don't buy a company where I would not be invested for less than 3 years. There are people who are doing it, but there is enough research. to tell you that long-term investment beats all other, including FNO. There would be very small amount of percentage of people who have made a lot of money in FNO also. I don't deny that. But for a doctor, giving so much amount of time over the screen is not possible. It disturbs you mentally also. You would be thinking all the time about what is happening in US markets, what is happening to dollar, what is happening to gold. So I think with peace of mind, long-term investing works very well. Swing tradings, there are people who can do very well, but then you have to give some amount of time to the market. If you're ready with that, then probably it's a good option for people who are very busy with and they don't even know. One thing more important about swing trading is if you're doing it yourself, you understand yourself very well, not about tips trading. If you're hooked to your broker for tips for daily morning, evening, then probably that is not the way to be done. If you understand the charts well and you are taking your own call, then probably that is good. If you are able to give a good amount of time on the market, then probably it's good. But if you're asking your broker every time, should I buy this and should I sell this? Probably mutual fund is safe for you, right? Okay, what should be ideal XI in mutual fund investment of 7, 10, 15 years? That's what I've said. If you see the minimum XIR would be around 12%. There is a research which says that if you have invested in an average mutual fund, even for 7 years, you would not lose your primary. If you have invested 10 lakh rupees and it was an average fund, after 7 years, you will still get your 10 lakh back. But the catch is 7 years. Lesser than that, probably you would have lost money. So if you are investing in a good fund, 12 to 15%. If you have invested in a small cap fund, you could easily get 15 to 18%, but then it should be more than 10 years of investment. So what I tell my friends is, if there are 4 family members, 4 people in your family, for yourself, you buy index fund. For your wife, you buy a PPFS like FlexiCap. And for your kids who are lesser than 10 years, go for 1 or 2 small caps. Not more than 4 fund is required for a family of 4. Don't diversify in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 funds. I have known people who bought 17 funds also. Remember one thing, each fund is carrying 40 stocks or more than that. So if you're buying for around 10 mutual funds, you would be investing in 400 or 800 or probably 1,000 stocks. That does not make any sense.
And
There is a
duplicating,
research.
sir.
Yeah. There would be replicating and there would be overlap. There is a research which says that after 25 stocks, your only risk management does not go down. The risk is same, but your returns would definitely go down. So if you are diversifying in more than 25 stocks, you don't have any benefit of your rate of return, right? So invest in small amount of good stocks, maybe 20 stocks, but then you hold it for a long time and you'll make a lot of money in that. Okay, then best platform to learn about mutual funds. I think Value Research and Morningstar. Value Research you should read, and Morningstar is a very good site. You should read from that. Versity is very good. Versity by Zerodha. That's AMFI is also good. Health insurance. I always say 3 companies in private and 1 company in government. Government, the best company would be New India, and in private HDFC, ICICI, and third is Tata. Why? Because they are not only just a health insurance companies. As we know, after COVID, the pure health insurance company were in a big trouble. They don't have life or a term policy or a motor policy like Star doesn't have, Max Bupa doesn't have, and they were in real big trouble, and they created a lot of problems for giving the claims for patients in COVID. Why? Because they did not have other businesses and they paid a lot of money to these patients. So the company which is giving all type of policies, they had a buffer from other businesses and they paid well to all their patients. So always go for policies, health policies, which are offering a full bouquet of other policies also. So Tata, remember 3, Tata, HDFC and ICICI in private, and New India in government. Okay, sir, for 1 CR total premium 18K for next 5-year family. I did not get your question, sir. Vivek, sir.
Chape sir, can you sum up or give your expert comments? If Harish Gopal sir is there, kindly I request them to give their closing comments. Dr. Harish Gopal sir or Dr. Chape Soren sir? Thank you, Dr. Vikram Lotwala sir. That was a wonderful question and answer session. You also taken up for us. Thank you very much for the participants who were benefited by your experience and expert opinion. I request Dr. Chape Soren sir and Dr. Harish Gopal sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Over to Dr. Chape Soren.
So, good evening all. So, at the end, session was very good, and almost similar sessions has been done, but sir has very crisp way and detailed way he told. Those who are, I think so, those who have joined newly to the group, they might have benefited. So, if I'll summarize very briefly the things, pay yourself first. That is the thing. Everybody should start investing at least 25 to 30% of the take-home income. Then emergency purpose has to be made. Always remain debt-free. Pay off all the debts. Then insurance. One is term, health, and also indemnity insurance. One needs to take as we are health professionals. And in the health, he has discussed about the base as well as the top-up plan. For elderly persons, we need to take top-up plans. Then asset allocation, both equity, debt, and the real estate as well as a commodity. And review rebalance is necessary. And in the management part, what was not covered, I think so. Everybody, all investment needs to be informed to the family members, and each individual, irrespective of whatever the age, needs to write an will. That's all. So we, from the PATS side, Pediatric Academy of Telangana state side, and all the group members, we extremely thank Dr. Vikram Lotwala sir for his nice presentation. Thank you. Thank you all.
Dr. Harish Gopal sir, if you are there. Thank you very much, Dr. Chape Soren. The brief announcement that we will be continuing with our monthly 2 webinars on Sundays at 4 to 5 p.m. by experts from all over India. Like today, we had Dr. Vikram Lotwala sir from Gujarat. Similarly, we have a pending talk by Dr. Amishwara from Mumbai on real estate, on diversification. And similarly, we will add up more topics, but a very big advanced announcements. We will have a national conference of finance management workshop in January 2025, 8th January. I request all of you to enroll and come over. It's a physical conference during the National Conference of Pediatric Pedicon Conference in Hyderabad. I will be very happy if you all join, and we have got excellent faculty who has also consented and will join. I wait and see for the announcements on the website of the Pedicon 2025. So with this few words, I thank all the participants. I thank Dr. Pawan, Dr. Harish Gopal sir, and Dr. Chape Soren sir, and Dr. R.S.V. Sri Krishna, and Indian Academy of Pediatrics Twin Cities branch, and also the state branch of Telangana, Pediatric Academy of Telangana, who has helped us in organizing this regular webinars from past 3 years. Thank you very much, and we take leave.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you.